Hi guys, today's video is dedicated completely to stamping and stamping nail art designs. I mentioned in the previous video that I am really bad at stamping, but it just turns out I've never had the right products. And now that I do, it's actually pretty easy and you can make some really amazing things. So all the products mentioned in this video are from the brand nailartisan.co.uk. I have had a video from this brand before on my YouTube channel with lots of indie nail polishes. So I'll be looking at two squishy stampers today. This first one is a clear one. You can see through the whole thing, which means it's really easy to place the design on your nail. And the second one is another really big, giant, squishy one, and really easy to use, but obviously it's not see-through. You can see here it is super squishy. All the products that I'll be talking about in this video I will mention in the description box down below. I'll also be using 4 polishes from the brand Hit the Bottle, and these are all stamping polishes, so a blue, a pink, a lilac and a coppery rose gold. And I'll also be using 2 stamping plates. This first one is from Uberchic and it is Cultural Rhythm. And then I also have a second stamping plate from the brand Lina. So for my first design, I'm using the Uberchic stamping plate. I'm also protecting my nails with Shop 84 by Felicia and just a white base. I'm starting off with that pink shade, which is called Join the Cerise Force. This is a really bright pink with some kind of a shimmer to it as well. So first I'm just testing out all those polishes on a white base and then on a black base to see how opaque they are on the nail. I'm using the clear jelly stamper just to start off with. It's really easy to use. I love the fact that you can see through the middle of it. You can see exactly where you're placing that design. So the stamping is really easy. That pink has come off the stamping plate really well. It wasn't difficult to use. I didn't use a load of polish and the scraping is really easy. When it was on the nail, I found that it was a little bit more red toned than pink. So the same with this really light lilac. Again, it's a really light shade. Using that clear jelly stamper to really line it up on my nail exactly where I want it. And again, all the product has transferred from the stamper onto my nail. So next up I have this really light baby blue, which is called Blueberry Dewdrops, and I don't think I mentioned the lilac name. The lilac one is called Mauve-jito. But anyway, this blue one, again a very pale shade. I was really interested to see how these look over black actually, because they are such light shades. Again, just lining that right up on the nail just to get it exactly where I want it to be. And again, everything has come off of the stamp onto my nail. And now this last colour, which I think is my favourite of the 4, and it's called Roseglow Gold, and it is this really nice rose gold coppery kind of shade. And again, it easily picks up the design from the stamping plate. It's easy for me to line it up on my nail exactly where I want it. And the whole image has transferred onto my nail. So now I'm going to do exactly the same as I just did, but I'm going to apply everything over a black base to really check that opacity of all the other colours. So I've already stamped it, I'm just showing you how it applies on the nail now. So again, I am using that clear jelly one just to line it up on my nail perfectly. This is that first hot pink Join the Cerise Force. As you can see, it's transferred beautifully onto my nail. Now a much paler shade, that lilac shade. Again, it's picked up the image really well, and you can see it is super opaque over the black. It's not sheer at all, it's perfectly opaque to see everything. Same with that light baby blue shade. It almost looks like chalkboard. It's such an opaque polish. And of course my favourite, the rose gold. And as you can see again, it is just perfectly opaque over black as well. I really like the look over black because the colours really pop even more over black. So this is that second stamping plate that I've got to show you. This is from the brand Lina. This has got some really nice swirly designs, and I decided I wanted to start off with this second stamper, the jelly one that you can't see through. It is super squishy, so it does pick up the images really easily, and it does have a little bit of glitter in there as well, which just makes it a little bit more girly. So I'm starting off with kind of doing a little bit of a nail art design. This isn't something I've done before, so bear with me while I'm kind of testing it out. So I'm applying just a dot of each colour on the side and then scraping it to get a really nice gradient. Now my nails are actually quite short, so I only see 3 of the 4 colours, but that's okay, it still looks pretty cool when I get it on the stamper. So for me, the only problem with this one is actually that I don't really know where I'm stamping. I'm kind of going in blind. I feel like I've been spoiled by using the other clear jelly stamper because I knew exactly where the design would be. But with this one, I kind of have to measure it on the side to see where the gradient starts to make sure I get all the colours. But because I can't really see what I'm stamping, I didn't really get much colour on that nail. I completely missed out on the pink shade. So I decided, swapped it over to the clear jelly one, and it just makes it a lot easier for me to see and really get all the colours of the gradient onto my nail, or as much as actually fit on my nail, of course. I'm missing out on the coppery rose gold every time. So I decided to stamp it over a nude base, which probably wasn't the best choice because you can't really see the colours as well. Even though they are really opaque, they're just too similar. So next time I would probably do it over a much darker base, but you'll be able to see in my picture coming up later. You can definitely still see the shades on the nail. So next up, again, I'm starting off with a white base. And I decided to give this big one another go, but actually try some nail art with it. So instead of getting something really specific that needs to be in a specific place, I'm kind of going to wing it a little bit and make a big mess on my nails. So I'm using these polishes from Kester Black, and I'm just popping some random dots down everywhere. You'll see in a second. So I'm using that big stamper and just squishing it all down. So it's all a big mess on the stamper, and I'm literally just going to stamp it straight onto my nail. So this creates a really cool kind of smoky looking colourful tie-dye effect. I did not really know what I was doing at the time as I'd never done it before, but I just went crazy. I just went for it. I had enough polish down on my base that I could just stamp it onto all of my nails, and it does create this really cool smoky kind of look. Definitely got a little bit messy as well. So now I'm going to use this stamping plate. This is actually one that I bought off AliExpress, just a really cheap one, but I thought, you know what, if I've got good polishes and if I've got a good stamper, let's see if just cheap stamping plates work as well. So I'm using just a black stamping polish, again the same scraper from nailartisan.co.uk, and again I'm going for the clear jelly stamper now because it is a proper design that I'm picking up. And I'm just going to pop that over each of my nails. Again, I can perfectly line it up with however I like it. It just makes it really easy to stamp. And there you go. So if you have the right stamper, you can just get away with everything. And this stamper from Nail Artisan is just perfect. It's got enough squishiness to it to be able to really cover your nail. And you can see through it. It picks up the image completely. It's really a fantastic stamper. It makes my life so much easier. So this is the nail art with a combination of both that jelly stamper that's black and the clear one as well. So the next design that I'm doing is going to use these 3 holographic polishes from Bella Bell, which is another Australian brand. And I'm actually going to start off with a gradient and then I'm going to stamp over it. So I won't show the whole gradient video. It's not really about gradients today, but just quickly how I've done the gradient is just sponge it onto my nail. And just repeat it a couple of times just to get it nice and opaque so you can really see the colours. So now again I'm using one of these cheap unbranded purple stamping plates and a black stamping polish with that same Nail Artisan scraper, and I'm going to use the clear jelly stamper again just to get the design perfectly on my nail. Again, I can just perfectly line it up. I can make sure those arrows are all facing up, they're all in the middle of the nail, and I can just put it exactly where I want it. It makes it so much easier. Even though that black stamper is amazing as well, it's super squishy, it's really easy to use, and it's massive. I just prefer the clear one so much more because it's just easier. You know what you're doing. So that is the final nail art design that I've got to show you. So the products mentioned in this video are the 2 stampers, the 4 colourful stamping polishes and 2 stamping plates. All of them are available from nailartisan.co.uk. It's a UK based indie nail polish and nail art supplier. It's a really fantastic website. It's literally got everything on there. These stamping polishes, they were so opaque. I was really surprised, especially seeing them over a black base. And that squishy clear stamper is just my absolute favourite now. I cannot wait to do more stamping designs and really build up a nice stamping plate collection as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.